Well, everybody, how you all doing? Just giving a wee quick update. I think Sunday was the last one. We had Euro news on the go. We spent 5 hours with them all around Donegal, compressed into 2.5 minutes of coverage. But I think it worked well, and the really inspiring part in all of that was that I got the French news girl that was in contact with me and set the thing up in the first place come back to tell me that it's getting great traction throughout Europe. A lot of calls of interest that they want to follow this, and Euronews will be following this story on through. So that's brilliant. That's the sort of that's the level of coverage we're looking for. And to be honest, it has to put a massive level of embarrassment upon government, and it looks like that's what it takes to get things done in this country. So that is what it is, and we will not be taking our foot off the gas in any shape or form here. You'll pick bits of that up throughout this wee podcast here. So um what else is going on there? So the budget's behind us. Budget at face value is very disappointing, sitting at 40 million, which really was only a 20 million increase. There's 20 there in the pyrite pot as well. Um, they are asking us to trust them that there is more there to be got within the overall framework. But again, in comes the lack of transparency around that. If it's there, why not put it in there? Um, why talk about 40 million? They do talk about a demand led scheme, which means that if more money is needed, more money will be found. Why not put it in there, the same as they do for every other budget line item? Okay. Um, and to ask to trust them is a big ask based on our experience to date. And we were in Dublin. We said very clearly that we would be pressing all buttons, and we are pressing all buttons. This job's not done till it's done. So there'll be nothing that we'll be told of that short of Darragh Breen coming and announcing our 100% redress scheme. Nothing short of that will cause us to ease up in any shape or form. Okay, so they've got a wee bit of play this week on the fact that there's budget time, and let them go do their thing. But the big announcement tonight here is that we will be running MICA candidates in the next election here if we don't get what we need in this announcement that's coming up here now in hopefully 3 weeks from Darragh Breen. That's not an idle threat. It is what it is. There'll be a number of candidates. We envisage this being more than just Donegal. We envisage this being new candidates, brand new candidates to the whole political scene. We envisage it also including some candidates that are disillusioned to the point that they will jump ship and leave their existing party in order to support this cause. So it's big news. It's not taken lightly as a decision, but we said in Dublin, and I did say on the platform, you're on notice, and there will be people on notice. So that's the news for tonight. It's going to be out there. We'll get press releases accordingly, and no doubt we'll have to answer this quite a bit media wise and all that. Whatever it takes, it takes. But the one thing that'll stop that is quite simply, and it's within their gift, is go do the right thing by us and drag this out no longer. Just go do the right thing. Go get that 100% redress over the line. You know what it is you need to do. It's come down to he's going to do it or he's not. And very, very simply, what I'll say on this is that we're going to be very simply looking to force an election. If this is not what it needs to be, we'll be looking to force an election. We have different mechanisms that can trigger that. Everything from a vote of no confidence in Darragh Breen himself. If we believe we have got all the key opposition parties lined up, and also the independents. I've got the list of independents. I've got their numbers. I've started talking to them today. I'll be finishing that exercise over the course of tomorrow and Monday again. And, we'll end up confident enough that we have what it needs to get over the line here if that's what's needed. That then forces the platform for an election. It forces the platform for our candidates to run. And I think based on the fact that you're sitting with, 25,000 people in Dublin, we've enough to get a few people over the line here. So that's sort of where we're at. Okay, so there'll be more on that in due course there, but just filling these in. The other thing that we're asking for as well, a couple of things that's going on. We've got the worst case houses, and we know there's case houses out there, and it's not going to be that long to Christmas time. We would really ask Paddy to ever put out a call there for them to get in contact. Send in their photographs, or even if they don't want to do that, phone the man, right? He's give out his number in the video as well there. Phone him up. It is important that people are not left stranded this Christmas here that are in the worst of the houses. And it's also useful because if we have a situation, hopefully we do, where Darragh O'Brien finds it and finds the courage and the strength to stand down the civil servants and gets 100% redress over the line, we need to be pointing that immediately to the worst houses out there. Where are they? There's no register of that being done, and we would like to collect that register. So we have a guy collecting that. We just need the information there. So please, if you're out there, or send your information through to Mike Action Group here. Same thing. It's all the one at the end of the day here. We're all looking for the same thing, regardless of who you contact. But get your name on that register so as we can then provide some guidance as to where the worst houses are for this scheme, if it's suitable and if it comes over the line here now in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So could I ask you to do that, please? The other thing as well that's going on, we've got active blood down there in Mayo as well, in the Mayo North Mayo Pirate Action Group, and they've got a wee idea around taking photographs of houses, your house, and old-fashioned way, get it printed, get it in a letter, and send it down to the dial, send it down to Minister O'Brien himself, and when he's fed up opening up, what you'll have to do, 2,000 odd letters, because he'll not know what's in them till he opens them, and he's going to get a picture of another house, and another house, and another house. It's easy to ignore emails, just click delete. You don't just click delete when the letters are coming through and you've got to open them up. It wasn't a bad idea, I have to say, from Martina Hegarty down there, and we would support that. So I'd ask you to do that, and the Mag Media ladies will probably get something up there as well, her post on our page, so as you'll see exactly what it is we're looking to do. Other things happening next week is on Wednesday we're having, and this is Barry Kearney come up with this, and I think it's brilliant. The school children, and getting them down there in front of our Minister for Children and Norma Foley, our Minister for Education. So the way it'll run, he's been in contact with all the schools already. There'll be one student if it's a secondary school, or child if it's from the national school, and parent. There'll be 2 buses going to Dublin. There'll be about 50 kids involved, and probably 50 parents and a couple of others, just to accompany them down to Leinster House around lunchtime. That's next Wednesday. I think it's the 20th, if I remember right. And all the media is lined up to do that. And there'll be about like a big 30-foot banner there, message from the children, really in terms of how it's affecting them. And that'll attract a lot of publicity. That'll keep us in front of the government as a campaign, which is incredibly important. And it's a slightly different angle and focuses more on the children who are very much affected through all of this. So I think that's going to be really good. And, so watch this space. You'll see all the coverage in that. That's for next Wednesday. Okay. That's about the height of it, I think. So I suppose the micro candidates is the big news in there, but there's other points that we just look for your support on there as well. And Martina Hegarty's one for Mayo is certainly one that you can do and impact. And lastly, in case I didn't do it well enough the last time when I had Euronews driving behind me, just a massive thank you to everybody that made the campaign as successful as it was last Friday. The businesses, the schools, and you that took the time to go down that road. I'm in Derry working, and I've heard nothing but people talking about the commitment of the Donegal people in particular, but obviously the other counties as well, and the massive turnout that was just beyond everybody's expectations. So in case I didn't give that enough of a thank you, I just want to do that now. Okay, and good night everybody. Thank you.